So now that people don't want to go back to the office, or if they do go to the office, they choose to do something, the strategy to keep themselves from having to work too hard. And that's called quiet quitting. It's a trend you see on TikTok, and I'm a little suspicious of how it became. And I mean the inception of it. We all know that there were some people that we would work with at stores that wouldn't pick up the pace. But that made sense because they were getting paid minimum wage. And a minimum wage job isn't as rewarding as a regular job. But when we have people with regular jobs quietly quitting, it means that they're not performing as well. They're not getting their metrics, or maybe they're doing the bare minimum. They know that they're probably not going to either get a promotion for whatever reason, they don't believe in themselves, and they just silently, slow down their work ethic. And I think this trend may have to do with the platform it originated on, and I think it originated on TikTok. Now, we've heard news of how children in China aren't allowed to play video games for a certain amount of hours. And, the different culture there, their kids may have been playing too much. There are a lot of people there, and they may not be able to afford. There's a bigger difference between the middle class and the working class there. So they may not have been able to afford to have their kids do sports or something like that, like we have here in America. But that is something that we want to look at, is that they are not allowing kids to, they're making them work more on their studies than they are video games, while they're also owning a company that is promoting the quietly quitting ideal. So it's almost as if they want Americans to not work as hard when they know that they can outwork them. But that is just a theory. It's not total. It's a culture that we have now where we're wanting to consume a lot of content and not actually create. I think it's just a bad system we have. Everything's video now. And a lot of the people that are addicted to that kind of video have already clicked away from this one. So I'm not really concerned about you all who are paying attention, but if some video doesn't have music or dances, you can always just flip to another one when it comes to TikTok. So these people, they're so addicted to having something that is novel. Well, your job is not going to have much novelty in it. Your job is going to be the same thing you do every day, and you may have some different tasks, but they're not going to be as exciting as if you just hop on and see a new YouTube video or a new TikTok or a new Instagram reel. And if you notice some of the videos, I did a video on how social media is not social anymore. Well, I think that it proves that people are getting addicted to the algorithm of all these short-term videos. Even Pinterest now has these new idea pins, which are kind of like stories, which, it used to be just Snapchat had those things. And now every platform is pretty much the same. The quiet quitting is sort of a rebellion against the boring office life. And some people are doing it as a statement. Some people were already doing it and nothing changed. I have noticed, though, that cashiers get slower and slower. And I actually enjoy the fact that I can check myself out now at stores because I know that I can go a lot faster than the employee that's been sitting there for hours. Especially when they make these employees stand, which is not very healthy for them. Not only do they have to hold themselves up the entire shift, but they have to move all these things on, and deal with bad customers. So I understand the slowdown from a mental perspective, but when you have lost hope in a job, you're not going to want to work hard at it because you don't see a reward. We don't have reward-based systems anymore, especially if you have a part-time job. They may want to keep you at a part-time job, or when you see layoffs, we've had, talk about the job market, but some people say that people are just getting 2 jobs, and that's kind of replacing the empty spots that we have. So I'd like to hear your comments on this below. Quiet quitting is pretty much just not working as hard as you possibly could. And I don't even know how they get away with it because of all the metrics that you can see now. And especially when it comes to what your KPIs are. But it's a trend, and I wonder how people are going to deal with it when they have employees that are underperforming but not actually doing anything bad. I don't know how you can justify firing someone who's doing their job just because they aren't doing it at the 100% that you would probably do it. So what are your opinions in the below section, in the comments section? Let me know.